Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my $1,000 in singles here and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. For this week's tip, I've got one word. That word is perspective. Perspective. What do I mean by that? Well, every week you see me go through 1,000 singles and you see me pull out whatever I managed to come up with in that particular week. Now, what I mean by perspective is, let me slide this out of the way and bring in one of these. This is a $100 box of nickels. This is $100 in singles. Even though they're both $100, this is $100, this is $100, you are talking two different things. For instance, in this strap, how many items are there? That's right, there's 100 singles. But in this box of nickels, that's also worth $100. How many are in here? 2,000. There are 2,000 nickels in this box. That's twice as many compared to the number of bills that I search. I search 1,000 bills. If you open a box of nickels, you are going to search 2,000 nickels. Now, when you search 2,000 nickels, realistically, how many are you hoping to find that are going to be good out of 2,000? You tell me. I don't normally search boxes. 10, 20, 30, 40? I don't know. You tell me. What's a good number of finds for an entire box of nickels? If you think that number is 30, that's for 2,000 coins. If you search 2,000 coins and find 30, that means if you only searched 1,000 coins, you'd only find 15. So that's what I mean by perspective, okay? If you search 2,000 coins and expect to find a handful of keepers, well, if you search one strap, that's the equivalent of searching like 2 rolls. So, if you search one strap and pull out 20 items, something ain't right. Anyway, that's my big thing, perspective. I go through 1,000 singles. That's like going through half a box of coins. I usually go through this many singles because that way I know I'm going to find something. It's very rare that I won't find something, but it is very possible that you can go through one strap or 2 straps or 3 straps and not find anything when you're searching. So just keep all that in perspective. I watch numerous box hunts where people are doing, they'll do 2 boxes of pennies. Well, that's 5,000 pennies, and for 5,000 pennies they'll find 40 wheat pennies or something like that in 2 boxes. Well, that's like me finding 8 bills. So, like I said, perspective. Stuff is out there. Not everything is worth something. But the more you look, the more things you'll find. All right. Let's take a peek at what I did find this week. Did find some trinaries. 2 6s and 7s on this particular one. 5 6s and 7s here. 2s, 4s, and 7s on this one. Did find a birthday note. This one is from 1918. That would be the 13th of August. August 13th, 1918. Did find quads, quad 2s. Then I found some stars. This one's in really rough shape. Next one's in decent shape. This one's pretty good. Really bright paper, really good paper quality on this one. Another star note here, not quite as nice. Another one, a lower number from 2009. Maybe that'll be a good one. And some older notes. 1999 on this one. Another 1999. 1995, it's got some writing on it. Remember, starting in 1995, 88A, 93, and 95, you're looking over here to see if it's a web note. A web note will not have FW. A web note will not have any letters. It'll just have one tiny little numeral right there. This one was Fort Worth, not a web note. 1995, not a web note. Decent shape, though. And this one is 1988A. Once again, it says Fort Worth. It's got an F, so that's not a web note. And it does have a counter stamp on it. That's too bad, so that'll probably be going away. And those of you who did spot that I had one in a holder, check it out. I found another radar, 02411420. Reads the same forward and backwards. Yeah, I don't find too many of these. I think this is only like the third or the fourth one that I've actually come across. So whenever I see one of these, I make sure to get it in a holder right away. You just don't see them too often. Radars or repeaters. The odds of finding a radar or a repeater are the same. I believe it's 1 in 10,000 because all you're doing is you're looking at those first four numbers and you're looking for a very specific pattern to match. That would be 10,000 different opportunities for that to happen. A radar means those are in reverse order, and a repeater means they're in the same order. This particular one is a radar, and it is in good shape, so I was glad to see it. So those were my finds this week. Like I said, it's not very often I pull a radar. I was a little excited to get that one. So what did I grab this week? This week, continuing on with my Confederate States of America set. This is a $20 bill from the Confederate States of America. Now, looking at it, I thought that was the capital of the Confederate States. What this is actually the state capital of Tennessee that's pictured on there. It's a really cool picture, too. Really neat picture. Almost looks like a lighthouse, but no, that's Tennessee, so you're a long way from needing a lighthouse there. Confederate States of America will pay $20 to the bearer on demand. Richmond, Virginia, February 17th, 1864. Does say 1864. That one's pretty rough. You'll notice the signatures. These are hand-signed. You'll notice that the black ink that's used here, the ink that was used in the pen did oxidize. It has the rusted orangish hue, so that's how you know those are authentic. You can check out the hand-signed serial numbers, 11975, 11975. Almost looks like a 6 there. That would have been really interesting to find mismatched hand-numbered bills. One of the interesting things with all Confederate currency is the promise on the top. You have to read it all together. The Confederate States of America will pay $20 to the bearer on demand. Then you go up here where it says, if it focuses, come on, you can do it. There we almost. Where it says, 2 years after the ratification of a treaty of peace between, and you go to the other side, the Confederate States and the United States of America, which means technically this is no good. Why is that not focusing there? There we go. Now it's starting to focus a little better. All right. So, which means that the only way this note was going to be good is if the Confederate States of America won. So, as the war went on, and it was less likely that the Confederate States were going to win, that's when you had inflation start to kick in, and they needed higher denominations, they needed more money printed, and with the Union side also counterfeiting their money, it really put their money into chaos. Take a quick peek at the back of this one. You can see it has the plain money look, the 20 on the back. They used blue on there. It's an interesting note to see it like that because it just doesn't seem like real money. They've got 20 that's written on the side, and this is Alexander Stevenson, if I remember right, and he would be the vice president of the United States. So yeah, everybody knows Jefferson Davis was the president of the, I think I said United States. Everybody knows that Jefferson Davis was the president of the Confederate States, and Alexander Stevenson was the vice president of the Confederate States of America. So that's who that is there. Yeah, interesting piece of history to have. Let's take a look at the book and see what the book has to say. Where is it? There it is. The book. I wonder how many of these books have been sold because I bring this book out all the time. I think it's a great book. Let's see. There it is. Well, we'll find here. Notes dated February 17th, 1864. So there is the $20 note. And if I turn the page, we'll see the back. There is the back. You can see right there on the top, vignette of the state capitol building in Nashville, Tennessee. The bust of President Alexander H. Stephens in the oval at the right. So Alexander Stephens was the vice president. That's who was on the back. You can see the price on this, 25, 30, 35, 45, 65, and it was perfect. So yeah, not a whole lot of value there because there were so many of them printed. You have to remember with inflation, $20 was not necessarily $20. Anyway, that's what I've got for you guys this week. My Confederate States of America $20 bill. If you learned anything new this week, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you leave comments, I do my best to try to answer all of them. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next week.